Partizanovci, danas vas vodimo u grad Robina Huda, Notingem, gde Englez Toni Perkins već nekoliko godina uspešno vodi pub pod nazivom Partizan Tavern. Ne, nije u pitanju nikakva slučajnost. Toni Perkins je veliki navijač Nots Kauntija i našeg Partizana, a sigurni smo da vas sve zanima kako je počela njegova ljubav prema Partizanu.
Basically, in 1990, I went to watch Nots Kauntija's youth team in what was Yugoslavia. We played in a little place called Labin, just north of Pula. And I think we beat Dynamo Zagreb, drew with Borac Banja Luka, and beat the Labin, whatever the team that they were called. The semi-final was played at the Kantrida in Rijeka, which was against Partizan. And there was, there was about 7 or 8 Nots fans made the journey. Family of one of the players, and then a few of us idiots that just decided to go for a holiday. Partizan came out in black and white stripes, and it was like, oh, that's took a bit of an interest in it. So didn't go too deep to start with. It was just, like realizing certain players that had played over here were played at Partizan. And then there was a guy from Užice who wrote to the Nots Kauntija fanzine comparing Belgrade to Nottingem, which is a little bit strange with it being a big city. But basically, the black and white sides got better fans, more spirit, where the red and white sides have both won the European Cup. So I got given the email to reply to, and I sort of like, not to play Partizan, and we beat them on penalties. And we just started basically chatting general football. In 96, he managed to get on a group visa to come over to watch Partizan play up at Middlesbrough. So I went up to Middlesbrough, met him, took him around the grounds in the northeast. He invited me over to Serbia, and it in all honesty, it took 2 years to pluck up courage. Everything you hear about Serbia is so negative in the West here. We went over for a week. The hospitality was absolutely amazing, and it ended in we did a bit of a double header. We went to watch Partizan at Čukarički. My love sort of started there, basically. Before COVID, I was coming over 2-3 times a season for domestic games. I've seen Partizan playing like Užice, Srdelica, I think where else now. Some really AFK in Belgrade, plus a lot of the derby games that we went to, which are pretty amazing in all fairness.
Večiti derbi i evropske utakmice su nešto o čemu cijela Evropa priča, ali ona prava, potpuno neobjašnjiva ljubav prema Partizanu se najlepše osjeti na gostovanjima poput onog u Surdulici, a naš junak je bio deo i takve priče.
I understand the attraction of going to the derby games. The atmosphere is amazing, but when you're with sort of 200-300 fans at somewhere like Srdelica, it's to me, it's like a better atmosphere. I can't explain the right word. It feels proper, traditional, rather than groups that so many tourists. Obviously, it makes me a football tourist, but I'd rather go to somewhere like Srdelica than Red Star now for a game. So we'll see how it happens. I mean, if you go for that Srdelica trip, but just as a memory, it started off that some friends organised a minivan. Then it went down to a car, and then they decided there was a basketball game at the same time. And I was like, no, I don't want to go to basketball. I want to go to Srdelica. So I actually ended up hiring a car the night before the game to drive down to Srdelica with a stop. We had a stop in Niš for some civapi. And it was just a mental day out. The whole day, you know, it's like driving around Niš trying to find this really old street, a bit like Skardalia is in Belgrade. I can't remember the name of it, but the friends I went with knew it, but weren't sure exactly where it was. So we were just, it was just a crazy old day.
Ljubav prema Partizanu kulminirala je otvaranjem sada već čuvene Partizan Taverne u centru Notingema.
Basically, I was, before COVID, I was an electrician. And I got made redundant 2 weeks before COVID hit. I was actually supposed to be coming over to Serbia to watch Partizan play at Zapratite, and they cancelled all flights. So it was like, well, I can't go. I've always had an interest in beer, and it was like, let's try and make a go of it. It's a little bit of a struggle. It's never gonna make me a millionaire, but I enjoy what I'm doing. And the name for the Partizan, the actual building was a bookmaker's originally, and we were going through all the trying to find a funny name for the pub to do with like the bookmakers, and there was nothing that seemed to stick out, and it was like, I know, if I call it the Partizan, we've got quite a little bit of memorabilia and stuff, you know, we can stick on the walls. It's a little bit of a talking point. And yeah, the only other thing in the UK that I know of is there is a little brewery that used to be in London that's now moved to Northampton, spelt exactly the same way with a Z. But apart from that, I think we're the only pub called the Partizan.
I really hope that I will also have opportunity to come one time to the Notingem, to the tavern. We will bring you, of course, some season tickets, some presents to put also on the walls. It would really be a pleasure.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, like I say, it'd be great. So it's always great to see any Partizan fans.
Dakle, ukoliko vas put nanese u Notingem, obavezno svratite u Partizan Tavern da popijete pivo sa našim crno-belim bratom Tonijem.